We're about to get dumped on, guys. So right now, in about an hour, I'm gonna see how much I can get planted of my third orchard I'm putting in here at the homestead. So this is the master plan. We've got our greenhouse here. The greenhouse has a beautiful gutter that I accidentally didn't unplug, so it became a mosquito breeding ground. We're gonna drop a little gutter coming down off of this, dropping in. I'm gonna dig some swales here to create a self-irrigated from rainwater backyard orchard. You can see I already have one plant in. This is a cherry. Never thought I'd be growing cherries here at the homestead. Nevertheless, here we are. But this is gonna be a cherry. There's gonna be 2 pears, 2 persimmons, and an Asian pear. Let's get to it. Before we get to the trees though, take a look at the back garden right now. What a beautiful setup. Almost feels like I'm in Jacques' garden, kind of more of a wild setup. So there's a lot of little radishes, huge turnip right there, all winter stuff. But let me take you on over. Oh, by the way, look at this. Carrots beats carrots, nice little row planting. Not great germination, but hey, we do what we can. All right, let's take a look over here. This is what my setup is. I've got my bare roots. I'm gonna be soaking them in water in advance of planting them. So I gotta cut these bags off, and then I gotta figure out how to space them in this little corner area. I want something somewhat close to this setup right here off of the gutter system that I'm gonna build. So I'm gonna go straight in the middle here. That's my asparagus patch. Over here is the test garden. I want a nice equidistance between these 2 points because I don't think those parts of the garden are moving. I'm gonna go in with the quad grafted Asian pear right here. And for a bare root tree, we got a whole video with Tom Spellman, but you don't need to get too crazy here. You just wanna come down, dig in. I'm gonna show you what I'll do to prevent from gophers, because I know I got some gophers in this area, and in the first couple years of your tree's life, you really don't want gophers chewing on those roots. So I have the quad grafted Asian pear. I'm gonna do a little root fit test. I need to dig a much bigger hole, not that much bigger, just a couple inches. And then this is what I'm gonna be using. This is a stainless steel gopher mesh that really prevents gophers from getting in. Now they'll be able to chew at the roots that are emanating outwards, but that's not as big a deal compared to getting at that core of the root ball. Before we plant, I want to show you just a little trick on resetting one of these 4-in-1 grafts, or you could really do this with pretty much any fruit tree. So take a look. I've got one graft right here, one here, here, and here. And if you want to know the varieties, it looks like I've got a Chojuro, 20th century Asian pear, a Shinseki, and a Hosui. So what I've done already, take a look, is I've actually chopped these down to the same exact height, but there's still a more dominant graft and a less dominant graft. And so take a look, this one here and this one here, these two are thicker stemmed and they were longer before I cut them down. So those are more dominant. And then this one is much thinner, and so is this one. So what I'm gonna do, south is that way, is I'm actually going to point my weaker grafts towards the south, let these ones dominate on that north side. They're already stronger. So that's how you create balance in one of these 4-in-1s. So let's get this in the ground. Depth-wise, I can see roughly about here is what I'm trying to match to. And I'm trying to match as straight as I can while getting these non-dominant grafting points facing towards the south so they get the biggest head start. When you do this gopher wire, you want to make sure you really fill in the actual wire cage itself. Otherwise you get these weird pockets in there, which you 100% do not want. This isn't designed to be absolutely foolproof. It's designed to deter, and frankly, it does a pretty damn good job of it. So I'm in the ground, and what I do before I do anything else, and there's still more to do on this pear, is I give it some paint. It's organic, essential oils, just protects it from burning, which frankly sounds kind of like a joke, but every single one of my tree plants, my fruit trees burned this past year. So I'm gonna apply a little bit of this paint, which is not really a paint per se, it's all natural, but either way, it's just crazy how much this helps. I do this with every single tree that goes in the ground now, and I re-up it after about a year or so. Till that foliage comes in and starts to really block the trunk, I'm painting. Next, I'm gonna take some of that soil that I dug out and create a bit of a ring around this tree so that all the water that falls will actually fall into the tree planted basin area. And this is just kind of something that I picked up from Tom Spellman that you can do just by hand. You don't have to get too crazy with it. but you got a lot of extra soil because of course you dug it all out in that hole. So I just come off the plant just a bit here and start building a bit of a little donut around the tree. We'll then fill that in with mulch to create almost like a gray water basin, but it's more for irrigation water, not true gray water. But similar idea to how I did that laundry setup with the artichokes back in the day, or how I did the orchard. Pretty sure Jacques is doing this exactly right now. We were texting a little bit earlier. We're both trying to beat this crazy storm that we have coming into San Diego pretty soon. So in we go there. Let's bust out my mulch. Actually, this is compost, but it's probably fine. Just do that. You want to be careful not to pile up around the stem, so I'm going to bring it back just a touch, but just throwing some effectively mulch. This is compost, but it's not, frankly, it's not that well broken down. Not one of my favorite brands, frankly, but it's what I have, so I'm just going to use it. So there we go. We have the Asian pear in the ground. Let's see how many we can get done before the storm comes. By the way, you want to fill up one of these buckets or a wheelbarrow. Just soak your roots while you're actually digging these holes out. So let's take a look at what I've done, which does, again, seem pretty crazy. I've planted 2 pears pretty much right next to one another, and I've oriented them in such a way that they are not really hitting each other. A lot of the productive branches are kind of coming off this way. Now, what I want to do is grow these effectively as one pear. So I'm going to come through and make some pruning cuts to shape this tree in the way that makes the most sense. Now, of course, this branch crossing into what will be the new double canopy probably has to go. So I'm going to make a cut right there. I don't want it to come back, so that one's gone. I am going to bring this one back just a touch right here. This guy right here probably has to go. This one actually is semi-productive. This is sort of coming outwards, not into that center. So I'm going to leave that one. And then honestly, the rest of this looks okay right now. We're soaked up, we're painted up. Let's get these persies in the ground, AKA persimmons. I've got the coffee cake persimmon, Nishimura Wase, and I've got the Jiro persimmon, most popular persimmon in the country. Going 2-in-1 hole right here. Keep it easy, keep it breezy. See this graft point here? It is shooting way out this way. So I'm gonna play with that and say thank you to the tree and actually plant it going that way because I need a little more space between these two bad boys. Okay, so take a look at these 2 trees. They are spaced out quite well, but what do you notice on this one? Well, there's pretty much nothing on it except for just the main trunk. This is what's called a whip. It's a first-year tree. So what I need to do is very similar to what I did to this cherry, which looks depressing and absurd, is I have to actually cut off a significant portion of the tree. So I mean, I'm coming all the way down here, and where am I gonna cut? It's actually very important. I'm probably gonna match this cherry's height just a touch, and I wanna cut right above a bud that is not going to be shooting into the center of this double planting here. So this guy looks pretty promising. He's coming off, he'll be coming out this way. So I'm gonna come in right about there. Seems insane, 45-degree cut. There you go. So, got a nice clean cut up top. Now what I wanna do here is take a look. I got a lot of nice branching on this one here, but it is really tall and it is now way taller than this one. So I'm gonna do the exact same thing here. Basically, this tree is what this tree is gonna look like next year. So in the principles of balance, I'm gonna bring this tree down a little bit. I don't see a great bud. This one is going in, this one's going back, this one's going in, this one's going out up here. So I'm gonna go ahead and prune that one right there. It's the next day, the sun was getting a bit low, but I'm gonna show you the back orchard now before hopefully this storm gets here tomorrow. So there's our Asian pear. Really nice the next day. You can tell it is nice and firm in the soil there. Got a nice little berm going around. Don't have the gutter set up just yet. Now this one was creating a bit of weird mud. I think I put a little bit too much water on, but overnight it drained. I think just a little bit worse drainage in this area. The only thing I've done here additionally is remove a couple extra stems. There's one right there, but I may experiment with a spacer of some kind to force these to remain exactly this far apart. So I might use some wood down there, get that job done. We turn around, we've got our Royal Crimson Cherry right here. And then pretty simple, just the persimmons right here. Both, again, nice and affixed into the soil before that rains. So the little wooden pathway garden is looking really nice right about now. This, still trying to decide what I'm gonna put in here. Did a really nice prune job on the Royal Apricot. The hens, the thickies, man, they are getting big. The new ones, honestly, are quite large. Look at Loaf right there. Loaf is massive. Loaf is an absolute beast. Say hello to the camera, guys. Say hello to everyone. There's our good old tried and true butter right there. There's Chetty. We've got lobster right there. We got Lav, we have Rufio. We have Cortado in the back. We've got Loaf. Who are we missing? Are we missing one? I don't think so. Finally starting to get eggs as well. Man, it took a while. Bit of a down period. It's like 1 or 2 a day still. Hopefully pretty soon we'll get more. Got a beautiful last little bit of sun here. Beautiful sunset before that storm starts to come in. So stay tuned. You know I'm gonna get up to some antics here on the channel. Good luck in the garden and keep on growing.